Welcome to the Hollywood Raw YouTube page, guys. We're happy to have you here. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave us comments, do all the stuff.
What are you waiting for? Let's go. I got a drug addiction to feed.
Welcome to the Hollywood Raw podcast. I am Dax Holt, joined by my good buddy Adam Glyn out in New York. Sir, how you doing today?
What's up, bud? How are you?
I'm good.
I feel
I can't complain.
Yeah, I feel like we got a lot to get into. You know, obviously a lot on this podcast. We talk to celebrities, but occasionally we like to talk to each other and catch up a little bit of entertainment news stuff. We'll talk about some of my celebrity interviews and run-ins during the street, some of the parties and events I've kind of went through because I'm just kind of mooching my way into the cool scene of I'm always on the streets, but once in a while they let me inside, so I kind of give
every couple years at least, right?
every couple years. It seems like it's a leap year. They allow me to go inside. Like usually I sleep outside, I do my interviews outside, but once in a while they let me go inside to use the bathroom, to try the appetizers. We'll talk.
I like how you say they let you inside. No, you sneak inside and call it that they let you inside. But yes, I mean it's almost similar.
I never really get the invite. Everyone gets invites. I fall inside. You know, that's how I'll say it.
We just did another podcast. Adam and I were guests on another podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, I basically snuck in. The second they looked the other way, I just kind of jumped over the gate and then ran into the bathroom because no one can kick you out when you're coming out of a bathroom."
That is true. I've done that. I actually did that at the Super Bowl. There was one of the best parties. I don't want to say which one because I don't want them to crack down, but one of the best parties of the weekend. I kind of like acted like I wasn't going to leave, and then I just ran to the bathroom and then never left until things kind of calmed down, and then I stayed in the bathroom, then left, and then I was in the party.
I love it. Well, we're gonna get into all that. I'm happy we are finally at the end of like all the big award shows. Now that the Grammys are done, the Oscars are done. I feel like people can calm back down and just be normal again. There was just a lot going on, obviously, with the Oscars and Will, and we didn't get a chance to talk to that. But I think that story is so overdone that we won't get into that. But there is a little bit of a behind the scenes story that we broke that I would like to talk about. But let's do a little shout out, first of all, to someone who took a time to write us a review. So this one comes from Linda Yoga Girl. It says, "Excellent." Did I read this one already, Adam?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Damn it. I can't keep up with this stuff anymore. So she gave us 5 stars, said the Super Bowl recap was riveting. Loved every moment of this. Really impressed with your on the street interviews. You asked the best questions that evoke truly interesting responses. Next time, I hope you get to stay in a fancy hotel. You deserve it. Great duo co-host. Thanks, guys. I did read this, didn't I?
I don't know, but I like to hear.
Damn it.
Listen, I can listen to that one every time. I like that person. I believe.
I think I saw it. And I was like, oh, that's a nice one. I'm going to read that one. Well, if I read it again, I'm really sorry, but it was a nice comment. So we're going to go with it and just move along here.
All right.
It's his first time.
Real quick, though. Can we get right into it? Can we get right into the Oscars, or are we going somewhere else?
Yeah, I was just going to say, if this is someone's first time listening to the podcast, you know, we're here. What do you say, Adam? You like to say that we are humanizing Hollywood, correct?
Here we drink beer, we humanize Hollywood. That's what we do. If you like Hollywood, you want to see the fourth wall revealed in Hollywood. If you want to see the fourth wall revealed in Hollywood, that's what we do. We kind of talk about Hollywood in a fun way where we bring you in. We make you feel part of what's really going down. You know, we talk to actors, but
I would say it's like the most realistic way. Like, we're not fluffing it and talking all about fashion and all that crap. Like, we talk about like what people are really truly like when the cameras aren't on them. Or are they nice to their fans? Are they nice to paparazzi? Are they nice to their stylists or their makeup artists? And I think that's kind of the one thing that I get feedback from a lot of people is they like that we are giving that side of celebrities. And a lot of times it's good. I don't feel like we're shitting all over celebs every time here. I feel like we're just, what is it?
I wouldn't say so. I don't think we shit on celebs at all. I think it's honestly, if you went to an entertainment bar, when I mean entertainment bar, a lot of people in the entertainment business, the stuff we talk about is like what they talk about, in my opinion. Like
Mhm.
who's cool, who's an asshole, what happened, what really went down.
So
It's
you're the fly on the wall at the Golden Globes when you listen
exactly.
to our podcast.
Yeah. I would say
I
so.
like that. I like that. All right. That being said, let's get into the Oscars. As you mentioned, obviously everyone saw the slap heard around the world, and now Will has resigned from the Academy. Blah, blah, blah. We don't care. We want to talk about the story we broke exclusively. Yeah?
Let's do it because you broke a huge story at the Oscars. Obviously, we're not getting into the whole Will and Chris Rock situation specifically, but you broke a story that went everywhere that kind of explained what really went on after the Will Smith Chris Rock slap. So tell us what you know, what exactly happened.
So it was interesting. So if you remember, Diddy kind of said a comment right after because he was like the next presenter, like, oh, I'm going to get these guys together. We're going to make peace, blah, 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 blah. Well, after the Oscars, Diddy then kind of followed that up and said, oh, I got them together. Everything's good between the two guys. Let's move along. Don't worry about anything. That was not the case. That was a full out lie. The two of them actually ended up going to completely separate parties afterwards. Will went to the Vanity Fair party, which is obviously a massive, massive party, and then Chris went to a completely different party. Who did I say was hosting that one? I forgot
It
now.
was Guy Oseary, who's
That's right.
Madonna's
It was
manager.
Madonna's guy. So Guy Oseary, he was hosting this other one. There are a lot of big people there: Kim Kardashian, Alessandro Ambrosio, big, big, big names at that party. But it was like the whole night, everyone was just sitting there, like, saw Chris Rock was there, people are talking to him, wanting to, like, mention kinda what happened, "How you doing?" He was everything was good. Everyone the whole night was looking at the door, the whole time, back and forth, because they were just waiting for that moment Chris Rock or that Will Smith walks through the door. And it didn't happen. Will stayed at his party, Chris stayed at his, but there was no making peace between these 2 guys, that night at least, and I can tell you for 100% sure everyone was waiting for it, and there was a lot of people at this party at, like, because I talked to people in there, and my sources were saying that everyone was very much pro Chris that night, that they were like, "Screw Will," like, I mean, I'm saying that because they were there with him, but at that same time, a lot of the people there, they're in the comedy world, and I think they could relate to Chris and say, "You can't just walk up and smack someone across the face." So they were very much pro Chris that night, and
Yeah.
even to today, a lot of people are still very much pro Chris.
Yeah, and I from what I know, the Guy Oseary party was the best party, like the party, and the reason is there's no cameras there. It's not, the Fair party. People are, there's a lot of cameras. It's like a production. The Guy Oseary party is very kind of who's who.
Which
Apparently, there's a lot of musicians.
I'm
Um,
surprised though, because I feel like Kim Kardashian would go to the one where the cameras are at. Because a
which
lot of people go to Vanity Fair because they want to be seen.
correct, but here's another thing that I heard, which I this is what I heard. To go to the Vanity Fair party, you had to be tested for COVID, and you had to be tested through their service. Okay, now this gets a little
Mm.
weird. So you had to get tested through the company they recommended or they put out. The problem is a lot of people talk, and if you get COVID in this day and age, you're kind of you're guilty. People kind of shun you. It's kind of like, what are you doing out? You should have been more careful. And there's some sort of like grossness if you still get COVID. It's just the way it is. Some people didn't want to go to the Vanity Fair party because if they did have COVID and they got tested, they were afraid that more people would know outside their circle, and they would get press out of it, like negative press out of it.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Do you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, which is funny because it's like, why do people even care at this? Like, I get, but like, if you get COVID, I'm not going to think less of you. Just okay, stay home, stay out of the public. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
do I look? Do I think it's weird this day and age? No. I feel like everyone's had COVID and we've all moved along with life here. And now it's like getting the flu. I don't look at people that get the flu and think less of them.
Yeah, but that's where some people were a little reluctant to go to the Vanity Fair party because there was a third party
Mm.
team doing the COVID testing, and if they did have COVID, they're afraid that more people will know and come out that they had COVID. They're afraid of the backlash of people who knew they had COVID, so they weren't really into that.
That's one interesting thing that we don't think about when as non-celebrities in this world is just the violation of privacy for the smallest things. Think about that. Like, you get COVID and you're worried that the world is gonna find out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think about it. When you go to the doctor and your doctor says, "Hey, Adam, you've got gonorrhea," like, you don't care.
I would
But if
say,
you were a
dude, it's
celebrity.
Normal Tuesday. Tell me something I don't know. Yeah.
No, but seriously, like, think about that and
Yeah.
how heightened your, I don't know, your sense of just security would be when everything you do is on display. It's gotta be weird,
Yeah.
man.
Very weird. But I all right. So
Anyway,
that's our
yeah, let's
Oscar
move on from
talk.
the Oscars.
Let's talk about the
Grammys,
Grammys,
did you
and we're
watch?
done because there's nothing happened. Yeah. The Grammys, dude, the Grammys were so boring, man. I mean, there was
They
just
were bored.
nothing memorable. There was nothing exciting. I mean, it was just no excitement. There's
There was
no
no slaps. I
no
literally looked at
slaps.
my wife. I was like, "There wasn't a slap. This shit's boring." No, I would say the funniest part for me was when Doja Cat came running, literally sprinting out of the bathroom. I'm like, "If you knew your category was up next, why did you go to the bathroom?" But her running up and being out of breath, I thought it was just a fun moment. I like Doja just because she's real. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? She's just like, I'm gonna say it how it is. I don't really care what people think of me, and I really like that. So that was fun,
No, that was cool. I mean, the Grammys were just
and
there's
that
something
was the
there.
most exciting part.
Yeah, that was it. All right. Done with the Grammy talk, right? We're over award
Oh
season?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
done. Well, I do want to get it. Can we go into some more events that aren't award show?
Okay.
I want to get into what the you were doing at a Knicks game, like second row. What
Dude,
what how the hell did you, who is normally outside the Knicks game covering the celebrities walking in, find yourself second row at a Knicks game?
dude,
I don't get it.
this is so funny. All right, so I go to a lot of the Knicks games. When I mean I go, I'm usually outside trying to get celebrities going in and out of the Knicks game. And I know the security there. I'm actually very cool with them. They're nice. Like we hang out. We don't work together, but we work together. But like we bullshit. Like we just like hang out with each other. And and I see the celebrities go in. I do a lot of the Knick games and probably a majority of them. And it does very well for me. One of my friends is a guy named Ricky Velez. He's a comedian. He's just in King of Staten Island. He had an HBO special. I figure the
I
Knicks.
remember when he had his HBO special, wasn't he the guy that was like just butt naked
Yeah,
on posters
yeah,
all around New York?
yeah.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
my buddy, I've known him forever. Like obviously before all this. I mean, it's wild just to see what he's doing. So I wrote an email to the Knicks saying, "Hey, man, like I kind of did some digging. I wrote an email saying, hey, I see what they do with Celebrity Row. And Ricky Velez would love to go to a Knicks game, and I chose like not the Lakers. They're playing the Hornets, which is still cool. And they wrote back saying, hey, we'd love to have Ricky. And I'm like, whoa, it actually worked. And they're like, hey, so which I've never went in through the celebrity entrance. So all of a sudden, I get with Ricky, and I meet him at his place. We show up at the Garden, and outside the Garden is all these monsters, and they're the autograph monsters. And I know all these guys. I've known them for years. And they're like, Adam, Adam. And then I'm like, guys. And then they see me walking inside, like, whoa, what are you doing? And then the security is like, Adam, whoa, what are you doing? You're going inside today? They're like happy for me. Like, holy shit, he's going inside. And my guys, I'm going inside today. And I went in through the celebrity door, and we checked our name in the door, and it's so nice, dude. You go in through the door, you
So
don't have to wait in
so
line.
I wanna know, from seeing the outside of the door and now getting to go through the door, is it what you expected on the other side?
Oh, when that it's 1000%. I mean, so you go in through the door, then they have someone who meets you there. They're like a greeter ready, waiting for you, and say, "Hi, Mr. Velez, Mr. Glyn. I'm going to take you to the Delta Lounge." We go to the Delta Lounge, and we get in super easy to the game, and then we go to the Delta Lounge. It's free food, free booze, and we take a seat. And I'm like,
Sorry, is the Delta Lounge open to other people or
no,
only
this was
celebrities?
all like the celebrities, like the who's who, like James Dolan, who's the owner of the Knicks, his friends, pretty much. And I saw James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, walking around. I didn't say anything to him. And the one person, like everyone's like trying to see like who's who, and not too many people. I don't know if they know who Ricky is, but no one's like talking to us. But we got some food. We're sitting there eating. I'm like trying to get like food drunk, dude. Like I'm like, oh man, free food. Like let's go. So I'm like eating and stuff. And the next thing you know, who walks in is Vivica A. Fox. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so weird. I'm like, I did a video with her and she saw it and that kind of went
Dude,
viral.
that video blew up.
Dude,
That
so
video was
I made a
huge.
video of Vivica A. Fox walking to the Knicks game, and I was like kind of trolling her, but messing around. And I do these videos where I ask them what do they think about Bravo's Summer House, and she like messed with me back, and she flirted with me, and the video went crazy, it went wild, got over a million some views, and she even tweeted about it and stuff like that. So Vivica walks in and she winds up taking this table right next to us, and I go to like my buddy Ricky. I'm like, dude, this is Vivica A. Fox. He's like, who? I'm like, Vivica A. Fox, Miss Independence Day. Like, so we're sitting there and she's like facing us and we're looking at each other. And there's a little clock and you see the game starts in like 6 minutes. And I feel like I have to say something to her. And I look over and I go, hey, Vivica, last time you came to the garden, she goes, Adam Glyn. I go, yeah. She goes, you did a video of me going to the Knicks game where I flirted you back. That video went viral. And we start cracking up. I give her a hug. I'm like, thank you for being so cool with it. She's like, no, I loved it. It was so sweet, so fun, so nice. And we start BSing, me and her. And it was a cool conversation we had. And finally, we went into the Knicks game. We sit second row, dude. We're sitting right behind Vivica. Like, Vivica's sitting right in front of me. And, like, I'm so close to the game where, like, the guys look like avatars. Like, I can see the sweat. They're talking to, like, their family and friends who are sitting behind us. I mean, it's
Did you
just crazy.
make the telecast? Did they ever pan to Vivica and you were behind her so they saw
So
you too?
they actually did. So they put like Vivica on the big screen, and my head's like right behind her, just like creepily behind her, like I'm God, just like Vivica. But it's so I got on the big screen with her like behind her head, and then like we watched the game, and during halftime, the greeter comes and gets you, brings you backstage again, and get some more food, and they have free candy, whatever you want. We watch the game, we bounce like through a private
Doesn't that
door,
feel like doesn't that feel like it ruins all games for you
dude.
moving forward? Like, how are you gonna sit up in the nosebleeds now after you've been that close to the action and seen what life is like as a celebrity?
Dax, here's the best part. I can't even afford the nosebleeds at Madison Square Garden, so I can't afford to be in the garden. The funniest part is, as I'm walking, like when we're walking to my seats, like I know a lot of the security at the Knicks because I've been covering them for so long. Like people were recognizing me, like Adam, what are you doing here? You made it! Like it was funny, like to be a man of the losers and just like, fucking, yeah, dude, I'm finally inside. Like for one night I'm cool, but the next game I'll be outside.
So
But it
funny.
was really cool and great experience. We had a great time. Thank you to shout out to the Knicks and the organization. They were super nice to us. Very grateful for the opportunity. But here's a cool thing is 2 days before that, I went to this event. Now, somehow I mooched my way into this event.
Mhm.
It was at One Vanderbilt. Well, One Vanderbilt is this brand new building in New York City. You could Google it. I recommend if you're on the computer, Google One Vanderbilt. It's like
I've
90.
seen this because this is like the number one like social media like hangout area, correct?
Yeah,
This is the one where at the very top of the tower you've got that room full of like silver balloons, all like hundreds of silver balloons flying around.
yeah.
That's the place,
It's
correct?
sick. It's a 360 all glass view of like huge windows. They have like very Instagrammable mirrors everywhere. I mean, it's very, very cool. It is like touristy, but I gotta say, it's kind of new. So a lot of people haven't done it. And this place,
Mhm.
it seemed like a startup, like a Theranos startup, but it was this company called Built. And it's like these credit cards of like
Do not invest in the Theranos
I know,
startup.
I know, right? But it seemed like it was like, oh, we're in the new Facebook metaverse. But no, it was this company where you pay. Again, I have no idea. It's you pay your rent by credit card, and they had this party,
Oh,
and
what could go wrong with that?
right, I don't know. It was we'll see how it goes. But however, they spent a lot of money on this party, and you had it. You couldn't wear your sneakers or heels into the party. You have to wear like, these bags over your sneakers. So everyone's walking around the party with their
Is it because
bag on their
it
feet.
is there mirrors on the floor?
Yeah, so you don't want to scuff up the floor or anything like that. So you had to do that. But they actually had really good food. It was open bar, but they had like a lot of like random celebrities. Like they had Tyler Cameron was there, Dale Moss was there. Then they had like these New York celebrities like New York Nico and Meals by Kuj. Kuj was like probably the biggest star there. Now you probably don't know who he is. He's
I
like
was
this
like,
Italian
name doesn't
guy.
even ring a bell.
He's like this Italian guy who does like Italian food reviews, and he's like, "Ah, this food gets 12 marrons and something like that." Like so it's I don't know. People went nuts for him because he's just a character. Then they had Girl with No Job was there, but also who performed was Wyclef Jean and ASAP
Oh, that's
Rocky.
good.
So that was kind of cool. Wyclef was great, a lot of energy, performed for probably about a good hour, and I think he did a lot longer than he was supposed to. Then A$AP Rocky performed for probably about 7 minutes or so. The mayor was there.
Dude,
Which
how
was
much
really
money
cool.
you think they spend on this party to have those performers at that place?
I have no idea, but the mayor was there. Floyd Mayweather showed up. I mean, it was pretty cool to be
Jeez.
inside and like also like I don't know, it was fun. It was a really cool thing. Took some really cool photos and also know
So
who was
is
there.
this the party that I saw your interview with Melissa and Joe
Yes.
leaving? Was
Melissa,
this the same place?
yeah, so Melissa Gorga and
Yep.
Joe Gorga were leaving the party, and I had my
Here, I
team with
actually
me.
I have the video. Can I play the video? Do you mind?
Joe, what's up, guys?
It's like a wind tunnel.
How you doing? Good to see you guys.
Hi, good to see
Good
you.
to see you. Listen, Dolores is in the news because she just talked about Teresa. How you guys are closer? How is Teresa doing? What happened exactly?
She's doing good. I actually just texted her 20 minutes ago, and she said no, she's in a little bit of pain, but she's healing slowly. But she's doing good.
What,
She's
do
good.
you-
She's
what
a
exactly
beast. She's Italian. She's my sister. She's good.
is the new fiance is taking care of her?
He's-
And like,
yeah, and let me tell you something. He's by
They're,
her side.
he's got that in that love
right.
bubble. You know what I mean? They got a love bubble.
Yeah, no, but he's right by her side. He's on his knees, laying in bed with her. He is.
He's
In the
probably
hospital,
rubbing
he
her
was
feet.
doing great. He was rubbing her feet. He was.
what exactly happened? Can you kind of talk about what exactly
It was
went
her,
on? What
it was her
happened?
appendix.
Appendix.
Yeah, so it ruptured. She didn't feel good one night she was eating. She's good now, thank God.
So luckily, so how did she find out like it ruptured?
She
Like,
just out of nowhere it ruptured.
No, I
yeah,
told
she
her to
was
go to the
okay.
hospital. I said, listen, go to the hospital. I mean, go get a checkup. She did, and she had to get it
She's
removed.
I just texted her,
Fortunately.
literally.
Yeah.
She just said she's feeling
were on the
better.
phone, she was
no,
in
she
pain.
said she's a little bit in pain and it's healing.
Yeah,
slowly.
before that, we were on the phone. She's in pain. I said, go check it out. She went, she checked it out, and she had to get it removed. So
good to see you.
it's
But
all
listen,
good.
I loved your
Love
book
you, man.
and
Thank
I
you.
love your podcast.
Oh,
on
thank
display.
you.
It's
On
great. It's on
display.
display.
So
On
good.
display. It's great.
Man,
Good
Thank
to see
you.
you guys
Thank
as always.
you.
Thank you.
Dude, that's a good one.
Right?
Like and super timely. Like with Teresa's obviously emergency surgery. Like what a good time to get these two out because you knew that was going to blow up.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. They were nice. I actually wound up hanging out with them earlier in the party. Like we were hanging out. Like I run into them a lot at parties or events. So we kind of, well, let's say I kind of danced with her a little bit. Like it was fun. Like it's
Why
weird.
why the hell has Melissa never come on our podcast? We've had
Just
Joe.
which I don't know if I believe her, but you know what? It's weird. Like I see these people so much where like you think of me like a guy on the street, and it's weird because like I sort of like we're in the same business. Like we don't work together, but we work together. Like there's like sort of like, hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Then sometimes I interview them on the street, and it was interesting.
That's awesome. No, that was good job on that one. I saw one other video that I wanted to ask you about because I didn't know who the guy was. Who's the Craig guy that you had
So
a whole interview with?
So I had Craig Conover. Craig is
Who is
from.
that?
So he was on Southern Charm, and now he is on Summer House, one of my favorite shows on TV. And he's dating.
You
Paige.
love that shit.
Great show. So he's dating Paige on Summer House right now. He just wrote a book. He's sort of like a Bravo. I wouldn't say he's a legend in Bravo yet because it's Southern Charm, but he's.
Mhm.
If you watch Bravo, the Bravo fans know who he is. He's sort of like this feminine man who's just always getting drunk and like hooking up with girls on the show.
Feminine
Also
man.
had a
All right.
relationship with Kristen Cavallari. He hooked up with Kristen
Oh,
Cavallari.
really?
So
All right.
yeah.
I know who that is.
Oh yeah.
Should I play the video?
Go for
Did he say anything good?
Go for it.
I'm the biggest fan. I'm the
No
biggest.
way.
What's up, buddy?
Thanks,
How you
man.
doing?
Good,
Congrats
how are
on the
you?
book.
Thank you.
Are you
Thank you very
excited for
much.
this or what? You're
Yeah,
now an
yeah.
author?
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm very flattered and humbled by it, but it's been an awesome experience and excited to share my stories with everyone.
Yeah, dude. I mean, obviously, you've been huge in Summer House. I'm a big Summer House fan, you know? How do you like being part of the Summer House family compared to Southern Charm now?
I like building, like growing my my platform, I guess. I mean, Summer House was a wild ride this
Yeah.
summer for me in Austin, but it's fun. It's fun to do it with Paige and to see all my buddies from Winter House.
You and Paige, what point did you guys start to kind of obviously kick it up a notch and start becoming serious?
We just finally reached a point where we were like, hey, I don't want to be with anyone else, and she didn't want to be with anyone else, and we let it grow and develop over a couple months, and then we said, all right, let's do this.
Is this to the point where it's getting that serious, like you've met each other's families, you think you're potentially ready to really settle down?
Yeah, we've talked about it. You know, we haven't been dating officially that long,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think we both hope to get married someday. So.
Yeah, would you move to New York?
Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? hopefully we don't have to make that decision anytime soon.
The Kristen news came up. Obviously, everyone's talking about that. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, has she reached out by any chance?
Look, I was just kind of bummed she got brought into the whole thing because she's a great person and a great friend. So life's a silly. You end up in some crazy places when you live everything out on camera. So.
I love the summer house parties. How do you get invited to a summer house party? Because I'm like, do you guys actually know those people? Or are they just like extras?
Yeah, no, we're good. We were friends with Kyle and Carl years ago, and so we would pop in every once in a while. And now I guess we're kind of the what is it, the multiverse? Just like Marvel. So Bravo's allowing crossovers now, and we'll see where we end up and who ends up on what show.
What do you think about the new people on Summer House? The new guy and the new girl? Because I feel like they're just like they're there, but are they
on Summer House?
Yeah, the new.
Oh, no, great
Maya.
people. Yeah, Maya's awesome. I've stayed in touch with Maya a little more than Alex, but I think they did well. And crazy world.
Will you, when they start coming the next season, Summer House? Have you guys?
I'm not sure. That's probably in the summer. Yeah. But you've got Southern Charm to look forward to, which is a wild season this year. So
I love it, my friend. Well, dude, I'm a huge fan.
Cheers.
I appreciate
Thanks, man.
it.
Appreciate it.
You're the good guy.
Dude, just rocking it out there. So wait,
Hustling.
get me up to speed. I'm confused. Is he on Southern Charm or is he on?
So he was originally on
Summer
Southern
House.
Charm, but then he got invited to go to a party on
Summer House.
Summer House, and then that's where he kind of fell for Paige. So he's been appearing on Summer House a lot lately.
Gotcha. So yeah, I get it. I get
He's
it.
a regular
Okay.
Southern Charm guy, but he's been appearing. Yeah.
Please explain to me because I feel that Summer House is such a huge hit on the East Coast, and I don't feel like it's a huge hit on the West Coast. What is so exciting about this show? Like, why do people like it so much?
If you grew up in the MTV Real World era, it's the show that's the most accurate or most. And I've asked people this question: why do people like this so much? At least people in the New York area. And again, I think if you grew up on the MTV Real World, it's the show that's as similar to MTV Real World as it gets. You know, they're there, they kind of have real jobs, but they also live in a house. They're young, and you go to the Hamptons, and it's funny because you also run into these people in New York. You see them in New York. It's not like they're all separated. You know, you kind of just see what they're about, and for some reason, it's just interesting. It's appealing. I don't know why.
Were you a big Jersey Shore fan?
I was when it was good. You know, I don't watch the newer seasons by any means. I don't even know if there's. Yes, it is
But
essentially.
like when it first came out, did people on the East Coast like Jersey Shore? Because to me, it was like my favorite fucking show ever. I loved it.
I mean, listen, as a
And
guy.
then-
Sorry, go on.
No, to me, it was the most fascinating time in reality TV. Like, that was a phenomenal show, and I got sucked in for so many seasons. So I'm just curious what you guys thought of it. If it was like, no, this is too trashy for the East Coast.
I mean, it was trashy, and people thought that's what the Jersey Shore is really like. And it's the guy who goes to Jersey Shore. I mean, that was a small part at a certain time. It's no longer anything like that. But I still enjoyed the show. Everyone else still enjoyed the show and watched it. Summer House, it's funny because Summer House, from what I know, that they're not able to even like really explore the Hamptons because they're not allowed to film. Like the Hamptons doesn't want them filming at all their bars. They're like, hey,
so they have to like only film in their backyard and then inside the house.
Yeah, they only go to usually they go to the same restaurant. Like they're not doing the Hamptons like it usually is. I'm not a Hamptons guy. I don't have Hamptons stories. I've done the Hamptons a little bit. The Hamptons is so expensive, dude, that like I'm sure you would be like, oh, I'd love to see the Hamptons. It's nice, but it's so expensive. Like
I thought you had to like know someone with like a house there. Like I didn't think you could just like show up and hang out in the Hamptons. Don't you have to like know someone with property or something to make it like exciting?
There's hotels. There's some hotels. There's not a lot of hotels, but there's some hotels. And if you want to go during the season, those hotels are insanely expensive for a night. And, you know, like I'm talking about, it's so expensive. A lot of people do summer shares and have houses there, and the houses are expensive. And it's a lot of work, man, the Hamptons. But I don't know. And I just enjoy the show, bottom line. I think there's something interesting.
Okay, I got you. Now I'm just curious. Like I didn't even know the guy's name, and clearly the video did really well. So I was just interested who the hell the guy was. So fun. All right. And there was one other thing I wanted to ask you about because wow, we were on a call. What was it like yesterday? Or was it today? I can't even remember. We talked to each other so freaking much here. But you were like, "Hey, let me call you back. I'm with Shaq." And I'm like, "Wait, that's how you end a phone call? Like, I gotta go. I'm talking to Shaq."
You know
So
how many times I do that? But that's so funny. Like if you guys are listening at home, I do that all the time with Dax. I'm like, gotta go. I see someone. Like that happened today. So I'll be honest. I was Dax today, and I was like, wait, I gotta go. I'm looking at Toby Maguire, and then I didn't even shoot Toby Maguire. I just saw him. I was like, I'm not
yeah.
gonna bother with him. But I don't know him by any means. But it was it's just Toby Maguire right there.
So where did you see Shaq at then?
So Shaq, I saw Shaq on Broadway. I saw the Escalades, and Shaq was on Broadway in New York City. You know, he was in town. He's got a new cookbook. Saw two
Wait, so
Escalades.
do you spot okay, I have a question for you. You see the Escalades. Is that something that tips you off to, hey, there's someone here? Is it bodyguards? Is it just you happen to see Shaq? Like, what is it that you see to go, oh, I need to stop off here and see if I can get a video?
So it's a combination of both. For this one, I saw two Escalades back to back with like nice drivers, and it was just in a random spot. And I was like, something's
What
going
is
on.
nice drivers?
Yeah,
Depict
like they're
nice
dressed
drivers
up.
for
Like
me.
it just seemed like they were waiting for something good. And
Okay.
I was actually just eating an acai bowl, and it turns out to be like, you know, all right, if we want to be honest, like after eating the acai bowl, I just went up to the driver, was like, hey man, you got anybody good? And he's like, oh, I'm with Shaquille O'Neal. I kind of bullshitted with him a little bit, and he's like, oh fuck, and I know
Gotcha.
Shaq. So then when I see him, it's like a good conversation.
What's happening?
Good, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
50 years old. You're 50 years old. You've done it all. But what else do you see yourself doing? What else would you want to do?
Just continue to make people happy, make people smile.
Really? Is there something else on your bucket list? Because you've done it all.
There's a lot of things on my bucket list.
Do you see yourself going to space?
No,
No, you wouldn't do it.
no.
You know Bezos. You don't. He hasn't hit you up, and no one's hit you up to go to space.
I would actually I'd actually like to skydive.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd be nervous about the guy who's in the skydive with you.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll go to skydive with you in 2
Set it
seconds.
up.
I'll definitely do it. The cookbook. Congrats on the cookbook. What's the one food everyone loves but you can't get into?
Shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits? Not your thing?
No, because I like putting sugar on my grits.
Really?
Yes.
A lot of people. That's a big debate. Some people don't like putting sugar on their grits.
A lot of people like putting salt and pepper on it. I'm a sugar guy.
Is there any acting roles you regret not taking?
No.
What was the biggest? Was there one role like you turned it down that turned into a big hit?
Well, then once I turned it down, I got the script and I didn't pay any attention to it. That was Green Mile.
Did you audition or you just?
No. Audition. I have to audition, baby.
Sharif's going to be in the draft. Has entered the draft portal. Where do you want to see him go?
Somewhere where he gets playing time. I think I produce a Giannis with a jump shot. But those other coaches are jumping up not to play. So hopefully he goes somewhere where he can get some playing time.
How can the Knicks get better? Do you think they need Zion or what?
I love if you're watching the video, you like had to duck through all the scaffolding to get out. But okay, that's one thing I've never asked you. You doing interviews in New York, is it really difficult because of the amount of background noise? Like you're in the middle of this fantastic interview with Shaq, and a freaking subway goes underneath you, and you can't hear shit.
Oh, dude, it's rough. I mean, from ambulances to crazy people on the streets to people running up. I mean, it's insane, dude. The stuff that I have to kind of, manage. It sucks. I mean, it sucks. There's nothing I could do. I mean, like as I'm talking to him, a subway comes underneath him. The birds are chirping, the scaffolding, the shadows, like the noise. I mean, it's wild. Homeless people like just come up and like zombies. It's just like, what are you supposed to do? Like,
how many people try to interrupt your interviews though? Because I feel that the second you have a camera out, that already is like a beacon to people of like, oh, pay attention to what's happening over here. And so do you get a lot of people interrupting because
all the time.
there's Shaq. I want to autograph. I want a picture. I want whatever.
I love people, no bullshit, tapping me on the shoulder like, who is that? Who is that? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Or like, if I was doing an interview with someone, like I'm filming them talking to them, they'll come up and be like, hey man, nice to see you. Like, and I get it. They're excited to see Shaq, but like, I'm in the middle of an interview. Like if you saw, not comparing myself to Gail King, if Gail King was interviewing, you know,
You
Charlie
literally
Barkley.
just yeah, but she'd be in a studio, and her name is Gail King. You actually compared yourself to Gail King right there.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
On the
I'm the
street,
Gail
Gail
King of the
King.
street. Yeah. It's wild, dude. The shit I gotta deal with. It's insane. And then all of a sudden he gets in his car. Then I'm stuck there dealing with all the monsters. Like, what are you gonna do with that video? Am I on it? Did you hear me when I said, "Hey, Shaq, did you get that on the video?" Like I gotta deal with all these monsters,
By the way, can we talk about how nice Shaq's skin is? Did
dude.
you notice that in the video?
I mean,
I've never noticed how beautiful his skin is.
he
Like,
looked good, right?
damn, Shaq's got some really nice skin.
Great right now. Like he's obviously a huge guy, and he's been open about
Is
him just trying to stay in shape. But he looks
is
he's in
he
phenomenal shape.
super is he super into like getting facials and like that kind of stuff? Because I don't know, just to me, I was like looking at his skin the whole time, like, damn, he's got good
He
skin.
hydrates, I guess. I don't know. He looks good. Shaq's in great shape right now. Like he's thin. You could tell he's happy. He's 50 years old, but you would never know how he acts or what he does and the life he lives. And it's funny. I mean, this is kind of. I don't want to get into it. Yeah,
Well, you
it's all right.
can't start it and then get
Yeah, I don't
off.
wanna
Well,
get into it. But it was just basically like someone was trying to say, man, Shaq, like he's getting older. But I'm like, he is. But if you're around him, like I don't see him as 50 years old. Like that's the crazy part. Like he's still like such a kid, and he's so
yeah,
good to people. Like you know what I'm saying? When the camera went off, like there was a few people and like, hey Shaq, can I get a photo with you? And like, yeah, sure. And guess what? Shaq is like one of the biggest celebrities in the world. A lot of the other bigger celebrities in the world would never do that. Like
yeah.
stop and just hang out in the middle of the street. You know, they're not even as recognizable as him, but he's just
And they're not 7 feet tall walking down the street, so you
yeah,
see him like he stands out like a sore thumb. So for him to stand out and I got to imagine create a crowd very quickly just because if one person takes a photo, then everyone else runs over because they want a photo, the whole thing.
yeah, he's so good about it, dude, and he's so nice. He's so genuine. Actually, it's funny. One day I was with him, and this is funny. I was with him one day, and we're in the car, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go get lunch," and I'm like, "All right, fuck, I'm with Shaq. We're gonna, go someplace good, and like, he's gonna pay the bill. We're gonna go to like Tao and just like eat a fucking ton of good food that I can't usually afford." And where does he want to go to? He was like, wants to go to Boston Market. I'm like, what? We want to go to Boston Market? And we actually wound up not going to Boston Market. We went to this like small burger place. And we walk into this burger place and it's lunchtime in Midtown and the place is packed. But it wasn't like a fast food place. It was like a little bit better or more higher class food than like fast food. But we walk in the place and the place is packed and because it's Midtown and lunchtime. And everyone was like, Shaq, Shaq. And what does Shaq do? He shakes everyone's hand. Literally shakes everyone's hand as he walks in. I'm like, dude,
He's
why?
like the president,
I
dude.
said to him, I was like, why do you do that? And he goes, you don't understand. All I have to do is shake someone's hand, and I made their day. Not only that, they're a fan for life. Not only that, 5 other people are gonna be fans of me because they met them. Like they're gonna say, hey, I met Shaq, and he seemed like a great guy. And he was like, but I think at the end of the day, he's like, I just want to make people feel good. And I was like, he did,
Mhm.
like just by like shaking them, like that little thing, by taking 2 seconds to like shake their hand, give them a fist bump is easier to do than just be an asshole. Like he's just a man of the people and a guy who's that big and that size. Like he just doesn't hide. Like he's like he lives his life and he has
He's the
fun.
best,
He
dude.
enjoys it. It's amazing.
I think we're gonna have to do a live show with him one day. That I think that would be a really, really cool show. I don't know if he'd be willing to do it, but that would be a fun one. Can you imagine him live? Like he's just such a goofball all the time that I think that would be a fun
It'd be
show.
fun. That'd be really dope.
And it'd just be, I mean, 4 people would show up, but I mean, that would still be like a cool hangout session, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's so hard because it's crazy. Very fortunately, I've interviewed Shaq probably about, let's say, four, I don't know, 50 times. I don't even know, 50, 40 times, 50 times or so. I don't even know at this
Mhm.
point. Like I've interviewed Shaq so many times. And now we've got to know each other where it's hard to have those type of interviews because it's like, but I guess there's some questions. Like I'm always trying to be like, what hasn't he been asked? Especially with these questions. Like, like today, like when I interview him, like I don't want to ask him about Will Smith and Chris Rock because that's been done. Like I'm trying to think of what can I ask him that he hasn't been asked. So obviously his son's in the draft portal. I talked to him about like obviously he's 50 years old. What would he do next? And then I want to be like, hey man, are you interested in going to space? Like that's what's going to my head. Like does Shaq want to go to space? And I thought he would be yes. And I thought he'd be one of those guys who'd be like, if Shaq said he wants to go to space, some billionaire out there is like, oh, I'm fucking Bezos is like, yeah, I'm gonna put Shaq on my spaceship. For some reason, that didn't interest him, but he wants to go skydiving. And he goes, yeah, set it up. Like, he wants me to do it. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, do you really want me to try to set up fucking skydiving? Because I'll do it. Like, I don't even want to go skydiving. However, if Shaq wants to do it,
then
I will
do it. You do it. You jump out of that plane.
Oh my God. I don't think I would do it with him. Like, we wouldn't do the tandem stuff together because that'd be fun.
You need a professional to be tandem to. You don't take two amateurs and throw them out of a plane together, you moron.
I know, but if I wanted to go skydiving, I'd be like, yeah, I got to do it. I got to do it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, lots of good stories per usual. You never disappoint. I feel like you live the craziest life out of literally anyone I know, and that's why you make the best co-host for podcasts because you're constantly interesting.
It's funny.
I love it. So I'm sure by the next time we do one of our solo episodes, you'll have 50 more stories and things that you've done. So thank you for always entertaining me and everyone else, because these are the episodes that I swear I get the most like texts from people being like, oh my God, I loved hearing Adam's story about this and this and this. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you guys like this podcast, you know, just tell a friend. I don't know. Tell a friend, be nice to us. You know, have fun. Tell a friend. If you want to leave a review, that's nice. 5-star only. Say if you.
That's a way for you to tell us if you like it too.
Yeah. So that'd be the best thing to do for us if you leave a review. Say a few kind words, or we'll read your review live on air. Follow. We have like great content on our website, you know, on our Instagram, on our TikTok, on our Facebook, on our Twitter, where we have content that you can't find anywhere else. Don't we have some really cool, like, we got this one video, Dax, what was the video we just put up?
Oh, the Tom, who the hell was that again? It was
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Tom Holland and Sasha Lane. If you didn't see it, we put this up. It is the coolest behind the scenes video. They're filming a movie in New York City called The Crowded Room. And they're all dressed up in, I want to say like 70s costumes, walking down the street. It's this intense scene where Sasha is yelling at Tom, telling him to go fuck off. And I've never seen a video like an on the street video that is so close up. You feel like you are the movie camera.
Yeah,
like is wild. The only other time I've seen this is when they were filming the Joker, and it was Joaquin Phoenix like in the subway stations, and it was like, how the hell they didn't tell the street guys to like get back, I don't know, but it was reminiscent of that. Like you see the camera for the movie like right to your right, and then the paparazzi camera like right there. Very just cool footage. So go check that out. Tom Holland, Sasha Lane filming in the streets of New York.
It feels like you're in the scene. And it's just cool to see a movie be made in some reason on like whoever shot the video, whatever paparazzi did, on like a cell phone camera or just like a regular camera. It's very, very cool. You just have to see the video. I think you'll just have a different appreciation for filmmaking when you see the video. You know,
you see them do the scene over and over again, and it really gives you a glimpse behind the curtain. So, and that's what we do here on the Hollywood Raw podcast. So check that out. We've got that up on our YouTube. We've also got certain clips of that up on TikTok as well as our IG. So wherever you like to watch your videos, go subscribe, like, whatever you need to do. Anyway, you can find me at Dax Holt. You can find Adam at Adam Glyn, and you can find Hollywood Raw at Hollywood Raw. So until next time, we will see you guys then. Later.
Guys, hope you like that video. We got a lot more where that came from.
Hit that bell, like, subscribe, share with a friend. The best thing you do to support us is really doing that. And we really need the money because we need hair gel.